Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, April 10th, 2013. This is Texan TV News from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Rachel Peoples. In today's headlines, the U.S. Air Force plans to ground one-third of its active duty force of combat planes. Student attacks more than a dozen people at a Cyprus community college. 37 people killed in an earthquake in southern Iran. Career Services hosts job fair. Tarleton honors the memory of past Tarleton students, alumni, faculty, and staff in a silver tap ceremony. Tarleton students release updated campus crime map. Glen Rose Bird Club hosts a slideshow of birds flying above the Trinity and Paluxy rivers. Community Resource Officer of Stephenville describes the possible danger in confession pages in media. Cano pulls through for New York Yankees against Cleveland Indians, as well as today's weather. Now for today's national, state, international, and sports news from the Associated Press. Today's top story in national news, the U.S. Air Force is planning to ground about one-third of its active duty force of combat planes. The Air Force did not specify all of the units and bases to be affected by the grounding, but said that some fighters, bombers, and airborne warning and control aircraft would be included. The commander of Air Combat Command at Joint Base Langley Eustis in Virginia, General Mike Hostage, said the Air Force would be focusing its resources and its budget on units involved in major assignments such as the war in Afghanistan. Hostage also said in a statement yesterday that he understood the risk of their lessened ability to immediately respond to new emergencies that may happen. The U.S. Navy said the same day that the remainder of the Blue Angels aerobatic team season would be canceled. The Air Force says the affected units will be focusing more on ground training to maintain basic skills and aircraft knowledge. In state news, a student attacked more than a dozen people at the Lone Star Community College system in Cyprus yesterday morning before being restrained and arrested. The Associated Press reports.
2 people are in critical condition, 12 others were hurt when a man went on a stabbing attack at this Lone Star Community College system campus about 30 miles northwest of Houston.
When I walked on, the first thing I saw was the suspect. He was actually charging towards me, and when he charged towards me, they tasered him.
20-year-old Dylan Quick has been charged with multiple counts of aggravated assault. Authorities say he used a razor-type knife to cut his victims, and they say he told investigators he had had fantasies about stabbing people to death for years. When the attack happened, the school went into lockdown.
During that time, the buildings were monitored, and once it was determined that they were safe and secure, then a very orderly evacuation of the campus did commence.
After the attack, the college remained closed for the day, but it is scheduled to reopen on Wednesday. Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.
Spokeswoman for the Memorial Hermann Texas Trauma Institute, Alex Rodriguez, said 2 people remained in critical condition yesterday evening. In international news, on Tuesday, Iranian officials said an earthquake with a 6.1 magnitude killed 37 people and injured hundreds in a scarcely populated region in southern Iran. The officials added that it did not harm a nuclear plant nearby. The plant's chief, Mahmoud Jafari, said that it is unaffected by earthquakes until they reach a magnitude of 8. The provincial governor of the plant said 37 people were pronounced dead and 850 were injured, including the 100 that were hospitalized. Other officials of Iran said many residents are without water and electricity, and rescue teams have been sent to Shamba, one of the worst-hit districts. Iran sits on seismic faults, and earthquakes occur often. Iran announced 3 days of mourning. In campus news, a teacher job fair was held in the Thompson Student Center ballrooms today from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Career Services also holds business etiquette dinners and mock interviews to help prepare students for job searches. Visit tarleton.edu/careers for more information. Also in campus news, Laura Jokel sat down with Tarleton's Community Relations Officer, Carrie Lewis, to discuss the silver tap ceremony.
Today we're sitting down with Tarleton's Community Relations Officer, Carrie Lewis, to find out more about the annual Silver Tap ceremony here at Tarleton. How long has it been a Tarleton event, and do you know any historical facts to tell our viewers, or what you might know about the history of this memorial service?
Well, the Silver Taps was started in 1986, I believe, by the Student Government Association, which then I believe was called Student Senate. It was in the spring of 1986, and I believe sometime in the 1990s is when it became part of the homecoming week traditions, and then in 2005 is when they decided to break it apart and have it as part of the spring activities, so that it was so that it would have more of its own importance and stand alone as the important event that it is.
This is a great undertaking. Is there someone or groups helping you?
Well, our division claims ownership of it and we work along with the ROTC, the Military Science Department, and also we work along with the Tarleton Alumni Association. The Alumni Association hosts the reception before the event. At 7:15, they have like a cookies and punch reception for the volunteers that are carrying the candles, and then for the families. And the ROTC, during the year, I gather the names and kind of get everything organized and ready, and then we hand it over to the ROTC, and they make it the beautiful event that it is. So.
Yeah, that's great. Who else is involved?
Well, our students really come out to help during the event, and having them be a part of it is what makes it so important, because they carry a candle for former students.
That's great. You kind of told me how the whole service evolves. Is there anything else you'd like to include?
More or less, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that helps. It really would not be the event or hold the meaning that it does if everyone didn't come together and help for the event. It really kind of solidifies, as I've said before, just what our Tarleton family means and what it means from the day that you step foot on campus. We light the candle at freshman convocation, and then having students help extinguish that candle once a Tarleton family member has passed away. So it's important, and we appreciate everybody's help.
We've been sitting with Carrie Lewis today. She's been a great help, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tarleton will honor the memory of past Tarleton students, alumni, faculty, and staff, starting with a reception in the Alumni Plaza at 7:15 p.m., and the ceremony will follow at 8 o'clock at the Honeywell Bandstand in Heritage Oaks Park. Family and friends are encouraged to attend. Tarleton students just released an updated campus crime map, which includes all the crimes reported to the Tarleton State University Police Department between January 1st, 2012 and March 31st, 2013. The map, which can be found in the interactive content section at texannews.net, is an easy-to-use public service to the Tarleton community. Each red dot on the map marks the location of where a crime or incident reported to Tarleton police occurred. Click on the dots to read about the type, address, and date of what was reported. The map includes 300 crimes, incidents, and other pieces of information reported to police. This is the first in a series of crime maps that Tarleton students in journalism and broadcasting classes will publish in 2013. They are working on a series of 8 other maps that will locate violent crimes reported to law enforcement in the Cross Timbers region, which includes the counties Bosque, Comanche, Eastland, Erath, Hamilton, Hood, Palapino, and Somerville. The project was a combined effort of the advanced reporting, broadcast journalism, and media writing classes. In regional news, according to the Glen Rose Reporter, the Glen Rose Bird Club will host a slideshow of birds flying above the Trinity and Biloxi rivers. Ann Turk, a member of the Glen Rose Bird Club, took the pictures for the slideshow and is very involved with photography. Turk first got involved with birds in 1990 when the city of Arlington opened the first phase of River of Legacy Park. The park included 400 acres next to the Trinity River. The park has expanded since then and now holds 1,500 acres that are open to the public next to the Cowboy Stadium. Turk then moved to Somerville County in 2010 for new inspiration. Her collection of bird photography will be presented to members and visitors on Thursday, April 18th at 7 p.m. in the Holiday Inn Express. Also in regional news, Sergeant Shaw King, the Community Resource Officer, along with the Stephenville Police Department, is monitoring anonymous confession pages made by high school and/or college students. King says he believes such online groups could pose a danger if a confessor is identified. He says if the moderator or administrator of the site is not screening the posts and removing other people's names, it could be used for bullying and harassment. Since privacy does not exist in social media, he says, confessions could reveal who or what anonymous people are talking about. In sports, According to the Associated Press, Robinson Cano pulled through for the New York Yankees, hitting one of New York's 5 home runs and batted in 5 more runs. Andy Pettitte pitched for 7 innings straight. The Yankees earned a 14-1 win last night against the Cleveland Indians. In the past 2 games, Cano is 7 for 10 with 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 3 home runs. New York manager Joe Girardi said when Cano hits the ball hard, it's normally for extra bases, and he drives people in. The win was the Yankees' biggest in Cleveland since 1931, when they defeated the Indians 18-1. And in weather, according to the Weather Channel, today's forecast calls for a high of 52 with a low of 36. Today's broadcast was produced by Alyssa Wynn, Ian Traub, Laura Jokel, Kate Murphy, and Kelly Rumsey. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net. I'm Rachel Peoples. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.